Hi everybody, so we're back with Blue Moon. This time we're going to improve drastically on what we started in video 1. First of all, we're going to make all of those chords into major 7ths. And minor 7ths, of course. So for our triad, we're going to add a 7th, which is an E. D minor 7th, we're going to add a C at the top. And G minor 7th, we're going to add an F at the top. And C7 as it was before. And so on. But we're still not here. So how are we going to get there? The next thing we need to think about is inversions and voicings. Let's talk about inversions first. Inversions are when you change the order of the notes you're playing. So here's our F major 7. If we want to put that up one inversion, we're going to play now. So we've taken the bottom note, we've put it on the top. Okay, there's root, there's first inversion, take the bottom note, put it on the top. There's second inversion, take the bottom note, put it on the top. It's getting hard to play with my left hand up there. And third inversion. And we do the same going down, of course. Take the top note, put it on the bottom, and so on. Getting a bit muddy down there. And the next thing we need to think about is voicings. And voicings really are the key to this whole mystery. So voicings are a lot of people get voicings and inversions confused. Voicings are a way of spreading the chord over two hands. It's easier, as always, to show you than to tell you. So here we have our chord of F major 7. Now instead of playing that, we could take the third, that's my second note here, the A, take the third and put it up the octave. And therefore remove it. We don't want to be playing it twice. Now the melody of this song, excuse my singing, is on a C. So maybe we don't need this C here either. We're doubling it, so we don't need to. We can if we want. We could just play that. Or this. A bit thicker if you double it. Personal taste. Same thing with D minor 7. There it is, in its root form. We're going to take the F, and we're going to put it on the top. Okay, so this leaves us with this. And we're going to do the same to G minor 7. Now, if we put this down here, we get this horrible kind of muddy sound. As a rule, the lower down your chord is, the more you're going to need to space the notes out. So in this case, we can take the B flat here and put it up to there. We can take the D, the 5th, and put it up there. Here's our voicing. Okay? So far we've got which is a lot prettier than. Okay, let's play it again. Same with C7, we're going to voice it. So we've taken the third, here's the C7 as it was, we've taken the third, that's the E, and put it up an octave. The tune is here, so we're playing that with this finger. Now we don't really need, probably, this G. Again, it's personal taste. You can usually omit the 5th. If you wish, but you need the third, at least in jazz harmony, pop harmony. There are obviously, as always, 100 exceptions. But in this case, we can lose the 5th. We put the third up an octave. We put the 5th back in. You decide. So that gives us this. interesting thing is sometimes you get a natural 13th. I'm going to talk about these bigger chords later. But we've got a 6th here. It just happens to be there in the melody, and we're playing a 7th. We've voiced it like this. We've just brought the 3rd, put it up an octave. There's our tune. And that is a 13th chord, which you wouldn't even know you were playing, really, because it's just there for you in the melody. Let's catch up. There's that 13. Now how about another voicing of F major 7 here? See what we've done here? Gone right down there, spaced it right out. 3rd is up here. Here's the root. Here's the 5th. Here's the 3rd, and I've got the major 7th there. We call that a very open voicing. And we can do the same again with the D minor 7. That's a pretty sound. I like that. Again, we've opened it right up. Otherwise, it would have been D minor. Yuck. Take that 3rd, put it up. I've lost the A altogether. That's the 5th. Doubled the 7th. You can double 7th, you can double 3rds. 5ths, not so good with doubling, and you can leave them out altogether. You can play around with this. In fact, I thoroughly recommend you play around with different voicings. Remove one from one hand, put it in the other hand, always remembering that you've got to have a little finger free, or something free, to be able to play the tune as well. Okay, I think that's probably enough for one video on Blue Moon. We'll come back to this song a little while later, and we'll maybe talk about some different ways we can approach it. Some stride piano, a walking bass. There's 100 different ways we could approach it, really. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.